This is one of the great mysteries, how the brain, as we believe, creates consciousness.
You can almost see it as being a trick of nature or even an illusion. The brain is fooled into believing that it's still sending information to part of its structure that is no longer there.
Having studied biology, the fact that the pineal eye is present in lizards and other animals is simply an accepted fact.
I'm Emeritus Professor of Neuropsychology in the University of Bristol. I used to be at Cambridge, and I'm also a Fellow of the Royal Society, so I like science in general.
The pineal eye seems to have first been described by Brant, Edwards and Dukes in 1829.
Well, I've read a bit about it, you know. I think it's fun, the pineal eye.
My name is Steve Nichols. I've been working on the mind-body problem in philosophy and related areas such as neural computation in computing and in disciplines such as psychology. I work as a hypnotherapist. I'm interested in all aspects of consciousness. Phantom eye theory, or median vision theory, MVT, as it's nowadays referred to, solves a long-standing problem in Western philosophy known as the mind-body problem.
The modern brain has replaced the functions of the primal median eye by a trick of generating a phantom or virtual sense organ using the old primal median pineal eye as its template.
The world knot is the name given to the mind-body problem by the philosopher Schopenhauer because strands of the problem reach into areas such as psychology, religion and theoretical physics. It's not just a problem for philosophers. This affects everybody.
The median eye owes its name to the midline location between two parietal bones.
The pineal eye isn't constructed the same way as a modern lateral eye, since it has no muscle to control direction, no eyelids so it can't be closed, and no iris for focusing.
It is indisputable that pineal-eyed creatures can be traced back through the fossil records, at least to the jawless fishes of the Ordovician age.
The fact is that our direct ancestors, Cotylosaur, the stem reptile, had a single pineal eye and a gland.
The sphenodon first appeared in the fossil records about 200 million years ago, and since then they've not really changed at all. They're actually older than the dinosaurs and are in fact the slowest evolving of all the higher vertebrates.
Pineal eye in the young sphenodon seems to be the main collector and relayer of sense information concerning events in the outside world, such as transition from day to night, winter to summer, which is important for hibernation, and the proximity of predators. And also recent experiments in California have shown quite clearly that yellow-tailed lizards whose pineal eye is covered can't find their way back to the burrow. It seems to be able to detect sudden movements or shifts of light that inform them of an impending danger. There are disadvantages for a cold-blooded animal who has a physical pineal eye. For example, if behaviour is governed entirely by the quality of sunlight and the availability of body warmth, then damage to the exposed sense organ could lead to behavioural incapacitation. The median eye was lost in mammal-like reptiles as they crossed the reptilian-mammalian boundary.
Previous to the loss of the pineal eye, it had not been possible, for example, to visualize an object although lateral eyes are closed, or to develop depth perception, or to hear our voice without actually speaking. In other words, thought. It is also claimed that this evolutionary atrophy of the median eye heralded in the new phenomenon of dreaming.
It needs to be a complete, unified field theory of consciousness to give an explanation for all types of mental phenomena, which is all sleeping and all waking phenomena. If we think about our distant land-based reptilian ancestors who had a median eye on top of their skull, they were cold-blooded and needed the sun and warmth in the environment in order to be able to move about. At night, when the sun has gone and there's less warmth and the air has cooled down, The cold-blooded reptiles are unable to move about, so remain stationary. We experience this type of semi-paralysis when we sleep and our motor organs no longer function. The pineal eye of our reptilian ancestors could not be closed. It had no eyelids or muscles of control, so it remained open even during the night when it would continue to register the faint light from the moon and stars. This reduced intensity simulation of a daytime activity with accompanying scaled down muscular actions is highly comparable to what modern warm-blooded animals experience during sleep and dream. It's interesting to note that whilst warm-blooded mammals and birds dream, the cold-blooded reptiles do not. They have no REM.
In dreaming, you're effectively cut off from the world, but the same parts of the brain are active if, say, you're dreaming about a visual scene, a beautiful girl or something, as when you're actually seeing that girl or that scene.
Dreaming allows sexual rehearsal without any actual sexual activity. Abstractions allow transformations or manipulations without any alterations to the external world or physical state of things.
So the same brain mechanisms are used apparently in dreaming and in perception, but it's cut off from the control of the senses when you're asleep.
When we dream, the mind continues to register a shadow or fantasy life which resembles or simulates waking life, but with our locomotive and sensory systems disengaged, allowing greater freedom for subjective consciousness. So what we today experience as dreams are our direct ancestors, the stem reptiles with the median eye, would have experienced as just nighttime median vision. The difference being that our dreaming is symbolic in content, whereas the median eye vision of the stem reptile was direct. I mean, it's difficult to explain why dreams happen evolutionarily, because they seem to have no function.
I think we need an evolutionary theory of dreaming, and I think that the pineal eye theory is the only theory I've heard so far. I mean, it's not as if there's a lot of rival theories out there, but pineal eyes are not principally image-forming eyes.
No.
So, since dreams do involve specific imagery, we need to go beyond a mere light and dark sensation kind of eye to arrive at dreaming.
Right.
But I agree that we need some explanation of why it is that we can have a kind of inner light. In the mind, in dreams, we have a kind of light.
My claim is that this shift marks the emergence of a new symbolic dimension that allows animals to be conscious of, but to choose that no immediate action is taken.
And the mind